to inform you on hair dyeing. In a show of hands, how many of you have either dyed your hair before or know somebody who has? Well, according to Regis Salons, 92% of women in 2011 have or currently do dye their hair. Because of the increase in interest with hair dye and the new techniques in dyeing hair, it has become a staple in beauty today. Today I'm going to talk to you about hair dyeing. I will go over the history of hair dyeing, the different types and ways to dye your hair, and how dyeing hair has affected society today. First, let's start off with the definition of hair dyeing. According to Free Dictionary Online, hair dyeing is the process of adding dye or tint to the hair. With that in mind, we can go over the history of hair dyeing. Hair dye was first seen to be used in 3400 BC when ancient Egyptians began using henna to camouflage their graves. According to Regis Salons, the next time hair dye was noted in a different country was in 100 AD when Roman doctor by the name of Galen described a recipe for black dye. This was later tested in 2006 and found to work. In 1907, the first synthetic hair dye was invented. Finally, according to Color Lover's blog, in 1950, a company called Clairol finally introduced the first step hair coloring product, Miss Clairol Hair Color Bath. Now that you have an idea of when and where hair dye was invented, I can talk to you about the different forms and types of hair dye. The first type of hair dye is called highlights, and according to Sally's Beauty Salon, highlighting is where the natural color is relightened from selected strands of hair and permanent color is applied to these areas. This can be done in either a two-step process or a one-step process with newer products. The second type of hair dyeing would be lowlights, and according to Sally's Beauty Salon, lowlights are darker shades of color and can be done the same way as highlights. This is done to give depth to lighter hair colors. The third type of hair dye is an ombre, and according to Pure Salon, ombre is a technique where the roots are dyed a darker shade than the rest of the hair. This is done by applying a dark color at the top of the hair and fading color into lighter highlights on the mid-shafts and ends of the hair. A fourth type of hair dye is all over, and an all over dye uses one shade of dye and covers the head all over. Most women who dye their hair use this technique because with today's technology, it can be done easily at home with a box kit, which is sold at drugstores all around the world. A fifth type of hair dye is called chunking, and this is where the stylist takes large and random sections of hair and adds color to it. This is usually done in one shade or color. A final type of hair dye is called veiling, and that's where it's done with a glaze and is semi-permanent, which means if you use it, then it can wash out or it fades away. This is done to brighten the hair and is usually done in between treatments. Keep in mind that there are many other ways and forms to dyeing hair. These are just a few of them. So now that you know the different forms and types of hair dyeing, I can talk to you about how hair dye has affected society today. In 1968, according to Regis Salons, because hair dye had become so popular, this was the last year that Americans were asked to put hair color on the passports. Because of the constant changes of hair color, government found it pointless to have. People also dye their hair based off the celebrities. For instance, actresses like Marilyn Monroe made the idea of blonde-haired women extremely popular in the 1950s. Another way hair dye has affected society today is that it has created many businesses to increase their revenue. By charging an increase in prices at the salon, women can get a new hair color while salons can earn a lot of money from them. This has also given more jobs to cosmetologists and salons. So in conclusion, we have talked about the history of hair dye, the different ways hair dye can be used, and how hair dye has affected society today. Hair dye has become a staple to women's beauty for centuries and is still a technique used today. With this in mind, I hope that you have a better understanding of hair dye and when women in particular dye their hair today.